very interesting morning. I was just left the RV park and yeah, front tire's low. We are on a travel day today. We're going to see friends in Madison.
And it's been too long since we have seen them, so we're very excited.
But what we want to do is kind of show you how we prepare for a travel day when we're going to leave our RV for a few days.
Yeah, there's a few steps that we go through to make sure that no matter what, our RV is going to be safe while we're gone.
So one of the things is we unplug any unnecessary thing from an outlet just to prevent fire.
Another thing we do is we close our blinds. This just helps prevent it from getting too hot in here, so our fridge doesn't have to work as hard and our ACs don't have to work as hard. After that, we go over to our panel and we make sure to turn everything off. So we turn off our electric water heater, we make sure all of our tank heaters are off, which they're not on anyway because it's summer. Ground effects, all the lighting and stuff, make sure everything is turned off. The only thing we do keep on is our AC units. So we do turn it up to about like 75 degrees just because they don't need to work so hard, but we don't want it to be a hot box in here. So we make sure to set all of them to cool low auto. We have 3 ACs and it keeps pretty cool in here. And if we have ever doubt what the temperature is doing in our RV, we always have Waggle up here so we can check that from our phones.
And that's basically it for the inside stuff when we leave for a few days. On the outside, fairly self-explanatory. Might not be if you're new to RVing though. We have a security camera, so we always make sure to arm that so we can monitor the site. You know, it'll trigger a motion if somebody's in our certain activity zone. Another thing, very important to do, turn off the water at the main. So you want to make sure you turn off the water not only on the splitter, but you also want to turn it off right at the main. So that way if you do have a leak, something bursts, you're only going to get a little bit of water and it's not just going to come back and have a flooded RV.
Which is quite important.
And another precautionary thing.
Some people don't do this. We do just because we think that it's important, especially if you're not there.
We turn off our propane tanks. Just, we're not here. There's no reason to have them on. At least if there were to be a leak, it's only going to leak what's in the lines and not drain the entire tanks.
And so, it's a safety thing.
Just another safety little tip. Yeah. And then obviously, lock all your doors.
Yes, lock all of your doors.
Including
with our main door with our fancy new updated latchet.
Oh.
Are you ready? Where are you going? Does somebody get to go to daycare? Hey, leave that alone. Hey, Morty. 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 Do you want to go in the truck? Do you want to go in the truck?
After a short drive day, we arrived in Wisconsin's capital, Madison, to see our friends. We had a great time celebrating and visiting some cool bars around the Capitol building. By far, one of the best places we visited was the Boneyard. This dog park includes a craft beer tap room and local food trucks. I mean, who doesn't love a good craft beer and dogs? Next was dinner for Rachel's birthday. followed by some birthday shenanigans at the local arcade bar where Jess proceeded to win every single game of Pac-Man against me. It was a very interesting morning. I was just left the RV park and yeah, front tire's low, down to 35 psi. Just another reason why it's very important to have an air compressor with you. You never know. But looks like we might be getting a new tire sooner than we thought. And just like that, we are back on the road. Well, it's just a friendly reminder, get your Monday off right. Make sure you're prepared and always have your stuff with you. Whether you're RVing or not, it might not be a bad idea to look into a portable air compressor. We just had our batteries die last week. We're looking into getting a jump pack so we don't have to worry about finding another vehicle to jump the truck if needed. For instance, I mean, our batteries could have died when we're out on a hike or middle of the parking lot somewhere and could have been a bad deal. Same thing with my low tire this morning. If I didn't have an air compressor and on my particular drive to work, there isn't really much for a gas station for quite a few miles. So you might be driving on a low tire for quite a while. Or if it was actually flat, you might not be able to go anywhere, which is even worse. So just a little tip, something to think about. Be prepared, stay safe out there.
Always the unexpected things. Like that. Believe it or not, this is not the first time that this has happened to us.
An update from this morning. I found why the tire was low.
That little nail right there.
Which is why you should also carry a universal plug kit.
We get to use it for the second time in less than a year.
2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
Twice in 2 years. I'm 31 and I've never ever had a nail until traveling.
All right.
Alright.
So what do we do?
I personally like to let out some air.
So the nail doesn't come shooting back at you.
But basically, flatten the tire, pull the nail out. They give you some tools. Yeah, it's a nice little Schrader valve tool. You can pull the Schrader valves out with it if you have one that's broken. And then they have a bunch of extras too, so even if you lose them. It wasn't even a nail.
Oh.
Literally a screw. Take this handy tool. It's got like rib, but you're just supposed to stab it in there.
It's more so to clean the hole.
Yeah, it's like a file.
But honestly, that hole is pretty, it's pretty good, I think. Just push it down, yeah. There.
They're gonna hold or
comes in handy in these instances.
So I think we're going to couple this all into one video. We've taken a few weekend trips here to see some friends and family in the Midwest, and we're going to couple that with our tire incident video, and I wanted to show you what the tire patch looks like. As you can see, we put on quite a few hundred miles after the patch. It doesn't look pretty, but it does the job. It's held up, we've towed with it, no leaks. Looks pretty good. So if you don't have a tire patch kit, I highly recommend getting one because you never know when you're going to get a nail in your tire, and this will help you stay on the road and keep moving.
This week marks the end of David's original contract that he signed in Iowa in Cedar Rapids. We are going to extend another 8 weeks, so we do have some time down there. But to celebrate the end of the original contract, we decided to go home for a little bit.
We're gonna go do some mooch docking. My buddy has an RV pad and a little 30 amp hookup, so perfect, good to go.
Yeah, and Morty is very excited because he gets to go see his best friend Kinger.
Is that Kinger? Is that Kinger? Ready? Ready? Yeah. Uncle Kinger, don't pee on that. Come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, you better. You better.
He has the biggest phone case in the world. David, carry that.
While visiting back home, we were able to spend some great time with friends and family. We even had a chance to go help out at the Conservation Club where David has been a member since he was in middle school. It also happened to be the weekend of their annual chicken queue, so we picked up a few to-go dinners and visited David's grandparents where we spent a Sunday afternoon playing cards. Good morning. We just spent the weekend mooch docking at my buddy's house here on the pad, and before we get going, we're getting things picked up so we can move the slides in because two of our tires are not in so good of shape.
That's an understatement.
So we know the problem. We have to replace our wet bolt kit and check the wheel bearings in a bit, but we're not doing that until we get back to our home base after this contract. So we have two tires that are good. We're just going to do a switch to get us some more tread life until we can get back home, and that's the working theory.
I mean, it should work in theory, so
that's our main project before we head back to Iowa today.
we'll see how this goes. All right.
We should probably show them this tire.
Do we have to?
So this is the not so great one. It's still not in the worst shape in the world, but you can definitely see
Yeah.
we're wearing. And if you remember, we first noted this on the way back from Alaska.
Yeah, we knew it was happening, but it wasn't to the extent that it is now. And that just happened
Recently.
probably within the last like few hundred miles.
But
so.
if you look at the back one here, it's in fine shape. We're not having any issues back here. So my working theory is so we can get back and get this fixed, because we're going to do this back at our home base.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move this tire to here and this one to here. I know it's going to wear this one out, but it's going to give us some more life.
Yeah, because we're going to be buying all new tires anyway this fall, so we're really not worried about that. It's just we want to make sure that this tire survives until fall.
And we don't have many miles to go. It's maybe from here back to Iowa to the home base.
It's like 500 miles maybe.
Maybe, at most.
Yeah.
And it'll be a little bit cooler out in the fall, so hopefully it'll be a little less wear.
Yeah.
But
hopefully.
yeah, so this is the fun project before the road trip today. And Morty enjoying his grass time.
Oh my gosh. You have to break loose all the nuts before...
The tire goes in the air.
Why is that, out of curiosity? Because
Otherwise
I don't
you have
know.
nothing to push against. If the tire's in the air, it's gonna just free spin.
Oh. Got
And
it.
just like when you tighten your lug nuts, you do star pattern as best you can. I do the same when I loosen them up. Another reason why it's really important to have everything you absolutely need.
All the tools. Well, if you were in a trailer, you should have the ability to change a tire. You need all the tools for that specific reason.
And if you don't know how to change a tire, buy the tools and go on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, or just, you know, have someone show you in the RV park.
Yeah, if you don't know, just take your tire off, put it back on, have somebody walk you through the steps.
Yeah, it's good practice.
When it happens, it's not going to be a fun scenario. We're lucky we are doing this in a controlled environment. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, so earlier I asked why you had to break all the nuts off of the tire before you picked it up, because honestly, I didn't know. And I don't know if everyone else knows.
So if you go to try to do it when it's in the air, you're just going to rotate your tire.
Gotcha.
So you're not going to have any
I guess
leverage.
that makes sense. I just didn't think of it that way. So, good to know.
There's your tire.
Yay. Oh, I'll be getting new ones
Might as well
soon.
take a peek at everything else in here.
Yeah, might as well.
Drum brakes. Can't really see, but this is what we got to take apart at your parents' house to
Leaf
see if we
springs
need
still
brakes.
look okay?
Yeah, and this is the wet bolts for this that I just ordered. We're putting, so our wet bolts, they no longer take any grease. That's part of the issue we're having. So we have to replace our wet bolt and shackles this fall, and it should fix our tire alignment issue.
Okay.
And that's basically what we're doing. So we're just trying to get some more miles out of the bad part of the tire.
And we actually just ordered that wet bolt kit directly from Alliance.
Yep.
So we are making sure to get the proper one that we need. And then we're just going to do it ourselves.
And we will be showing you guys that when we do it.
Yes. We'll document how difficult the process is.
But this the tire difference here, you can just see. This one's still not the best, but
yeah, it's not the
there's
best,
a
but it's
big
definitely
difference.
better.
So
Much better.
we should get our safe miles out of that. Honestly, though,
Spider! Is it dead? Don't flick it at me! Oh my god, no, it's alive.
but we got 25, 30,000 miles of towing on these.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh gosh, I'm honestly surprised these have lasted as long as they have.
and honestly, we haven't had an issue. So
You go knock on wood, sir.
knock on a tire. They're heavier than they look.
Where are those muscles at?
Frick.
One down. Well, you know, put into place. Number 2. How's that one look? Good.
Everything back here actually looks pretty decent.
Kind of rusty under here. Honestly, we did not hardly have any rust until we went to Florida. All that salt water. Oh.
There you go.
Nice.
And you also need to make sure you're on there. And you need to hand tighten before you set it down. If you set it down without getting these snugged up,
It
so
could
won't
be
move,
out of alignment,
you'll
yeah.
be out and you'll completely strip your studs.
Well, let's not do that.
Other than the tire being heavier than it looks, it's not that bad.
All right, it's coming back to bite me in the butt when I said that you should ask for help and have people show you how to do things. David's gonna make me do the other side.
We're gonna time lapse this.
Okay, now that we got all the tires back down on the ground, we are going to torque them to spec. And how do you know what you have to torque them to?
So we're 120 foot-pounds for the lugs. That came directly from Alliance when we bought the RV. It also had the sticker with the torque written on it, and I just made sure to make note of it in my phone so I never forgot.
That's a really good point.
Always reach out to the manufacturer.
Yeah, if you're unsure, always reach out to the manufacturer. They'll be able to tell you. But also, David has in his phone a notes sheet, and it has all of the specs that we could possibly need and or use for the RV. It's a really smart thing to have.
Yep, and then also make sure you have a torque wrench that's big enough.
Yeah, that's powerful enough, because 120 pounds, that's no joke.
It's up there. So this is the foot-pounds. This will also do Newton meters. But we got foot-pounds here, 110. This will go up to 250, so it'll do a lot. But 110, it's the bottom of this little marking. So it's just twisting till you're at that bottom.
Okay.
So it's 110 foot-pounds at the 0. And then I'm gonna go to 10. That's 120, and then above that's 130.
Okay, got it.
So pretty simple. That is. That's the click. Alright, so we'll move our
TPMS systems, because right now we flipped our tires on both sides and they're not going to read properly on our TPMS system in the truck. And, you know, let's be honest, we probably have to put a little air in them too.
I could just relearn it.
Yeah, but we still need to put air in it regardless, right? They're all running a little low, like 5 pounds low. Since we're doing all this and we are taking off the tire pressure monitoring system anyway, we're gonna go ahead and use our Viair air pump. Is that what it's called?
Air compressor. Air
compressor. And we're gonna go ahead and just make sure that all of our tires are up to where they need to be. And our tires specifically are 110 PSI.
If you don't have Viair, highly recommend them.
Yeah, that thing has worked really well.
Great.
It's great.
And it's easy. It's alligator clips to your battery.
Ah,
The switch was on.
I hate that.
And what's nice too, it comes with this low air loss fitting that just screws on. I actually showed you guys this when I had my
truck issue.
tire issue, so I think this is just going to be an overall tire video.
Hey, this is important stuff for RVers to know.
This gauge is actually about 2 pounds off, so I always go a little over.
Well, and you lose like a little bit when you throw the pressure sensors back on.
Give me
The wrenchy?
the pressure sensor, the Husky.
Got it.
109.
That's good.
Get it perfect.
At least one of them.
$109.5.
Perfect.
That's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, and these are really easy. You just got the lock nut that goes on first, followed by the sensor, and then it just kind of tightens against itself. And ours have been on for 2 years, and well, as you know with our videos, very long distance.
They've done good for us. In unexpected news, our socket got stuck and we cannot get it off for the life of us. So we called my dad, who is a diesel mechanic, basically, truck driver. He's done it all. And he told us to hammer the crud out of it and just break her off. It's moving now. There's always something. There's always something that goes wrong. Oh my God, you got it! Do not put that back on. We need, yeah, he said that's junk. And also, we're gonna have to go get a new lug nut. Or, do you have a 6-point socket?
No.
Oh, well, then we're gonna have to get one of those and a new lug nut.
Whatever.
Projects.
The rest of them are on there.
Yeah, the rest of them are.
That's fine. I can go see if we have one here, but...
Does Kinger have one in the shop?
Look.
We know what the problem was. We were using a 12-point socket instead of a 6-point socket, and it was working just fine for all the other ones, but that lug nut on there is stripped, so the 12-point wasn't doing anything. It was essentially just stuck to it. So we used our buddy's 6-point, couldn't get it on there. So now, where do you put this? There we go. Thanks for the shot, Kinger. So anywho, now we're probably just gonna have to go buy not one, but 2 of those 6-point sockets like that so that we can sacrifice one to get that lug nut off the tire. But for now, we're just gonna leave it because it's not going anywhere. It's stuck on there. And all the rest of them are fine, are all on the tire as well. So we'll see if that works until fall, and then we will figure it out when we have to buy new tires.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to all of our subscribers for tagging along on our journey. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe for more great videos.